Okay, here we go again. I set down my other camera. I want to zoom in over here so I can get some faces. Okay, that's where they are. See, so you can see who is what and who's doing what. Okay, this is El Paso, Texas, USA. This is El Paso Street. That's the corner of Father Ram and El Paso. When I came back to work approximately an hour ago, these so-called members of the El Paso Police Department had all this blocked off. The reason being is because the Department of Homeland Security is struggling with a group of individuals that have been identified to me as Cubans trying to rush the border. Let me see here. Let me set this up. Back out a little. Okay? Right there, that street right there belongs to the people of El Paso, Texas. That island is the state of Texas. Property of the state of Texas. Beyond those buildings is Department of Homeland Security, Port of Entry, American Port of Entry, under federal classification. Not U.S. classification, federal classification, like a military post. So beyond that, they're dealing with a group of people trying to sneak in, rush the border. I was told that the members of the Department of Homeland Security are there with their riot gear, have put those cement walls with the wiring on them, and are trying to hold them at bay. Can't tell if that's true because I wouldn't even go over there to find out if it's true. My issue is, you see this little police cars right there? Those belong to the El Paso Police Department of the city of El Paso. Oh, this is great. Oh, stand in front of the light. Let me get this guy's face. Let me get this guy's face. Zoom in to get that guy right there. I questioned him and asked him, what law are you enforcing? And he could not tell me. He could not identify the law that gives him the right to tell people that they don't have access to the public right of way. That same person walked over, wrote down my license plate, and called it in. No probable cause, no reasonable suspicion, conducted a search, an illegal search, violation of Fourth Amendment rights. That guy right there. Yes, ma'am. Okay, about yourself?
I'm doing well, thank you. I'm just trying to talk to people around the area. Were you here when all this unfolded?
I came to work around 11 at night. Okay. 30 minutes later, I started seeing a whole bunch of Border Patrol trucks rush in. Okay. And I mean rush in. Okay. And there was a lot of people. My customers are the ones that informed me that what was occurring. And as they identified it, it's a group of Cubans, identified by them. I don't know why they identified them as Cubans. Okay. That are at the bridge trying to rush and get inside.
Trying to rush and get inside. Okay, did they say if there were signs or if they had any kind of weapons?
No. They didn't say anything about that. All they said was they have a group of Cubans have gathered on the bridge and are trying to rush the customs and get into El Paso. That's what it. And the last person I took about it, I'm going to say about an hour and a half ago, he told me that the customs who processed him said you're lucky because we're going to close the bridge from now on. So he was sort of like the last person to get in. Okay. And then I came back from dropping him off, and that's when I confronted the members of the police department. That guy I questioned about 5 times, asking him what law he's enforcing. He could not tell me. He cannot just say, I'm ordering you. He has to have a law he's enforcing. He cannot tell me what law he's enforcing. As I told the other reporters, see where those police cars are parked?
Down there?
That's a taxi zone.
Okay.
The taxi drivers who have the permit to work here pay the city of El Paso $250 a year in order to work there. I don't see a protest. I don't see a demonstration. I don't see a crazy person. That person can't tell me what law he's enforcing. Therefore, there is no right for them to stop me from working.
And where's your...
That little taxi right there.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That little taxi right there.
Okay.
This is my work day. I should be here till 8 or 9 in the morning, and I can't finish my day. Okay. I can't earn a living, and they can't give me a legal reason for it. Okay?
Would you be willing to share your thoughts on what you might have seen with this?
I have no problem with it whatsoever.
Okay. Well, my photographer is set up over there. Would you mind, like, he's just a few steps away, or would you want to?
He can come here. They cannot stop you from coming here.
No, I know. He just has a bunch of equipment set up because we're about to go live.
Well, I need to be encamped here. I'm sort of protecting my
me,
vehicle.
Yeah.
Like I said, that guy right there ran my plates without having any legal reason to run my plates. So I'm sort of protecting myself and is that your?
No, he's
Oh,
actually
okay.
over there. Let me go talk to him really
Okay,
quick. I'll be
sure,
back.
sure. So I guess that, and I was talking to a reporter, just a little narration. I guess that police officer didn't get any background on me because I don't have warrants. I'm not a miserable louse. That's what they do, thinking that they're going to find something so they can harass you. Poor little guy. I am going to request to the Freedom of Information Act that report that he called in to the 911 operator because he ran an illegal search for a person he has no probable cause, no reasonable suspicion. So, little narration again, waste of tax dollars. I, as a business person, cannot use an area. I pay the city of El Paso every year. There come more members of the El Paso Police Department. Those two are manning that post over there. No demonstration, no protest, nothing going on, but let's stop people from using the right-of-way. Let's stop people from working. It's an overreaction and it's a waste. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 vehicles. 10 vehicles not patrolling the streets of El Paso looking for drunk drivers, answering calls of people's homes getting broken into. Just here, running, wasting gas, and I'm pretty sure you have police officers sitting in those vehicles. You have police officers sitting in those vehicles, and they're running the AC, wasting more gas. And again, the crisis, I think it's settled because I don't hear yelling. A crowd trying to rush in and being confronted by Department of Homeland Security, you would hear yelling. So where's the crisis? There is no crisis.
Ready?
Yes. Where do you want to be?
Could you with the background like this right here, sir?
Oh, look at that light.
It's gonna be nice and bright.
Yeah,
Good morning,
I've been
good
working all
morning.
night.
Okay, well, glad you're up.
Okay.
We are rolling.
Okay, so first just your first and last name, and then can you spell it for me?
Jesus Lopez Ledesma, Jesus Lopez Leesma.
Okay, so you said you've been here since 11 p.m., correct?
Yes, yes.
Can you tell me what you saw or what unfolded while you were here? Can you describe to me?
As I was sitting in my taxi, I saw several 4 or 5 Border Patrol trucks rushing in, headed straight for the border. And then as I was sitting there waiting for customers, more trucks were rushing in. And as I was getting customers, they were telling me that the people they identified as Cubans were at the bridge trying to rush the bridge and get into the United States of America. And some also told me that the Department of Homeland Security is with riot gear. They put up the cement and the wiring, and they have closed off the bridge.
Did you hear anything that might have sound like loud noises? Did you hear
No.
the megaphone going?
No, that's what's kind of strange. As I'm sitting here doing my own, project, I don't hear yelling, and I have not heard yelling all night long. The only noise I heard was the Border Patrol rushing in, and they were not rushing in with sirens. They were just rushing in, no lights on, just getting here as fast as possible.
Okay. And you said that you're a taxi driver,
Yes.
correct? So you patrol this area also looking for customers.
Well, I don't patrol.
Oh, sorry. Oh, okay.
I work in this area. I conduct business in this area. As I was saying, if I can just point where those police cars are right there, that's a taxi zone. And those of us who have the permit to work here, we pay the city of El Paso $250. And my work day finishes at 8, 9 in the morning. So I came back around 4 in the morning, I haven't been able to finish my work day. I cannot earn a living. I interacted with members of the El Paso Police Department, specifically asking them, what law are you enforcing? And the ones I interacted with could not tell me, and they would not properly identify themselves.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to say or add?
Nope. Well, those cars are running. They're wasting gas. They got the air conditioning on. They're wasting more gas. I'm pretty sure people in El Paso right now need assistance. And there's just 10 police cars that I can see that there's no reason for them to be here that cannot provide them assistance.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a
You're welcome.
wonderful
You too.
morning.
Okay, so for my audience, I think I am going to cut out. I think a couple of burritos would be better than standing here. Before I leave, little narration. The building's Border of Homeland Security, they're confronting a group of possible Cubans. I have no way of knowing if they're Cubans or not. That little medium right there belongs to the state of Texas. So any police officer standing on that little medium has left the city of El Paso, has no police authority. You have 1 car, 2 cars, I counted 8 cars over there, and 1 car over here, denying the people of El Paso police services. pretty sure there are drunks, pretty sure murder and rape and abduction of children is going on. I cannot see, oh, they're hiding behind that gate. Let me go see if I can get over there before I cut out of here. I'm coming over here because the police officers I want to zoom in on are hiding behind the gate. Because you always need narration, you always got to tell people what's going on. Right there, that little group. Two just joined them. Let me see here. Zoom in. There you go. One of them, the one who asked, what law are you enforcing, could not tell me, walked over here earlier, took my license plate, and called it in. That's an illegal search. I have committed no crime. He has no reasonable suspicion, no probable cause. He committed an illegal search. That's a crime. Okay? So apparently this is not going to resolve itself. I got what I need. I had a better angle over there. I don't have the angle I like over here. I'll just hang out for a little while longer. I have my other camera charging. And then, notice the quiet. The only thing you're hearing is my voice. If there's a crisis on the bridge, how come you can't hear it? How come you cannot hear it? You would be able to hear it. You would be able to hear a group yelling and screaming and fighting with members of Homeland Security. Since 2001, everything changed. We used to call people, we knew who Customs was, we knew what Border Patrol was. Who else? Now you have all of these people working under one department, and when you're saying, oh, CBP came into action after 2001, after the terrorist attack, doesn't matter, because my issue is with those people wasting my tax dollars. Those people violating my constitutional rights. Telling me I cannot conduct a living when there is no reason here whatsoever for these people to be here. No protest. Where's the protest? Where's the demonstration? Why are the people of El Paso paying for these police officers to be socializing? I wonder what all the people right now who are calling for assistance would be thinking, knowing that all these police officers are right here. I know the downtown area, the Chihuahua area, the Second Ward area. There's a lot of crime. There's a lot of people who need assistance right now. Are they going to get assistance? Heck no. That's a private vehicle. That is a company, electrician or something. It's a private vehicle. And there's several right there. Several that do not belong to the Department of Homeland Security. So. 20 minutes more. If people don't come in with signs and pitchforks and whatever, I'll go home. Go confront that police car over there and try to get out of here. You notice it's mostly clear. There's two cars, well, three with mine. At this, it's Tuesday morning. Tuesday morning, people will cross that port of entry to come to work, come to school, bring the children to school. They're not going to be able to do it. Now, you got to do your job. If there are people trying to enter the country illegally, everybody knows my politics. You don't have to question me. I would tell you, arrest every single one of them, put them on a ship, and send them back where they came from. The American taxpayer does not have to deal with this. Doesn't have to fund this stuff. I saw those two debates, those Democratic two debates. They were literally telling everybody to come if you wanted to. No borders, no restrictions. You'll get health care, you'll get food stamps, you'll get housing. Why wouldn't they show up? If the people, the Democrats running for president are telling everybody, show up and we'll give you everything you want. And the strangest thing is, you see those two debates last week, this doesn't happen in El Paso, Texas. But today, you have a group of Cubans, identified as Cubans, you gotta be correct, trying to get into the country. After you had two Democratic presidential debates, telling the people that they can come to America and they will not be stopped, and they'll get free health care, free food stamps, free welfare, free government housing, free everything. Why wouldn't they come? And that's not my issue. I hope Department of Homeland Security is doing their job. My issue is with members of the El Paso Police Department who believe that just because they showed up, they can deny people their rights, their individual rights, the right to use the sidewalk, the right to use the street, the right for me, a person who pays for a permit to earn a living. That's not important for them. So that's the issue. I guess the only thing I can do now is just record, wait for the riot. I'm not hoping for a riot. I don't need a riot. But again, that's my issue. Constitutional right violation by members of the El Paso Police Department. No demonstration whatsoever. No protest whatsoever. But you have a bunch of people, members of the El Paso Police Department, blocking the road, not working, not patrolling, not answering calls. And earlier the news media was over there. I don't know why they weren't coming over here. They have First Amendment protection. They can pass this yellow little thing here. The First Amendment protects them. They can pass this little cross, don't, what did I say? Police line, do not cross. They can cross that. They're members of the media. But if I was them, they'll get arrested. And like I said, if you go to YouTube and you look up members of El Paso Police Department arresting members of the media, you're going to find several videos. And they were charged. They were taken to court and they were found guilty of First Amendment violation, which is very important. In El Paso, Texas, people don't care. That is the most frustrating thing in this city. A whole bunch of yelling, a whole bunch of bloviating, you know, complaints. That's all you hear from the people of El Paso. Complaint, complaint, complaint. They don't vote. And I've heard people say, well, why would you want them to vote? They're uninformed. They're dangerous. They're dumb enough to be dangerous. I would be of that mindset. I prefer they don't vote, because they're only going to make the problem worse. So again, no demonstration, no protest, over 11 police cars, wonder how many police officers, no reason for it whatsoever. That's my work area right there. That's where I would be parked, with that police car's parked right there. Can't earn a living. If there was a reason, a little bit of law, okay, they'd have to have an order. If there was a demonstration and I showed up to work, they would have to show me an order, an illegal order for me not to be permitted to work. And it is frustrating. It's frustrating as hell. You see, there goes a bus. That bus has nothing to, oh, that's right, you have a bus station. I wonder if I can get over there. Now I'll just keep an eye on these people. It's like being at the zoo, except the monkeys here are not nice. Yeah, one block down is a bus station. A bunch of those people are going to get off that bus and their intention is to go back to Mexico. They came from Mexico. They're going to visit family in Mexico. And again, that's a federal issue. But they're not even going to be able to get past this way because members of the El Paso Police Department are going to keep them from it. See, I can count 2, 4, 6. 6 right there. I know there's 2 over there. Gotta check the battery here. Yeah, it's time to cut. I don't see how this is going to turn into a demonstration of any kind. I don't see how this will turn into a demonstration of any kind whatsoever. Well, at least I don't have flashlights of police officers. Do I even want to be here? Let me see. That's the one that couldn't tell me what law he's enforcing, who ran an illegal check on my license plate. Poor him. He didn't get any information. Sure, he thought that he was going to find something and then come over and tell me. I know who I am, not a criminal. And they all refuse to properly identify themselves. So the one that just got caught with the yellow tape, he denied to properly identify himself. And it's a law. In Texas, you have to properly identify yourself when you are asked to do so. Okay? And I'm glad the camera was running. I really am. And before I couldn't do this. The taxi code in 2016, these people would have threatened my income, since it was regulated by the city of El Paso, which was enforced by the police department. They love to harass taxi drivers. This is time to get even. But I'm not harassing them. There is no reason. I wonder when they're going to drive off. There's 3 of them heading to a police car. I wonder if they're going to drive off. Let me see here. I need my vantage point back. I just don't want to interfere with the news media. So they are going to the car. Well, they're probably just going to sit there and enjoy the air conditioning. Oh, no way, the military's here. The military vehicles have arrived. Let me see if members of the police department rush over and pull that tape up for them. There they go. Wow, what service. You get better service than if you were in a hotel. They run over to pull up the little tape. I've never seen them run that fast. Your life's in danger, they're not going to run that fast. Yep, the military truck has arrived. That's not good. That is not good at all. The next thing that should be arriving is the buses. Oh, there goes that one. He left. Oh, and by the way, they will lie to you. If you've been around in this environment, you know a military truck. So if they tell you it's Border Patrol or the state of Texas, trust me, most of the time it's not. So it might just get interesting. So one car cleared out. So I wonder what's going to happen to the rest. I need my vantage point. I don't want to interfere with the news media, but I need my vantage point back. I want to know the police cars are going to drive out. Yep, they cleared out over there. Got one car left. Huh. There aren't that many more police cars over there. Interesting. 2 are missing. Oh, these 2 are still here.
just moments ago, Sandra, we found armored CBP vehicles rushing towards the El Paso Del Norte Bridge, and all morning long this area has been blocked up with a large El Paso Police Department presence and CBP presence. Now, if I step out of the way and go ahead and take a look, you can see that there are a large number of El Paso police officers in this area. Now, currently, all exit ways of the Paso Del Norte Bridge from downtown are closed off. Now, this is walk up to the transition right now on 6th Street, and we see multiple vehicles all morning long going towards the bridge. Now, according in video that was earlier this morning, it shows the bridge being barricaded off with barriers and some steel wire. Now, you can see agents wearing the riot gear. According to what happened, there are protesters coming from the Mexican side this morning. Now, to give you an idea of where the areas that are blocked off currently this morning and here in downtown, we have a map that shows you where the El Paso police have 6th Avenue and Oregon Street blocked off, and 6th Avenue and El Paso with posted pedestrians and vehicles. Now, we have been here this morning monitoring the situation, and there has not been any El Paso police officers leaving this area, only more coming in. As you can see right now, this is heading down 6th Street that is blocked up all the way to Oregon. There are multiple El Paso police officer units right now blocking off that street. Now, it is unclear right now how long this area will be blocked off, but we'll go ahead and keep updated all morning long as we find out more information on what is holding down the El Paso right this morning. Reporting live in downtown El Paso, the Bay News. We wanted to bring you back on, so we put out the so there's I kept talking like, you have to be in that, and I just ready to an hour ago. Yeah. So when I first started, I felt very because it's starting with I don't know, yeah, I mean, it's taken that for a long time to understand that. Anything out of the car?
That's fine, thank you. Well, I'm not here to interfere with you. Okay, I don't know if you can see it, but I can see a smoke plume from the direction of Mexico right above those buildings. I'm going to cut out here. There's no reason to continue here. There's no crisis here other than just a waste of taxpayers' money. So right there where I'm painting, let me see here, pointing to, you can see a light to your right and a light right between the middle of those lights. I can see smoke. The sun will be coming up. I wonder I've been hearing the news media and people have been telling them there's apparently protest on the Mexican side. You're hearing sirens, fire engines. They would only, oh no, that's the train, excuse me, that's the train. But if you hear sirens, they're on that direction, they're only coming from Mexico. Because there's nothing here coming from this direction. If it's coming from this direction, it's coming from the El Paso Fire Department or anything else that uses a siren. But I can see a smoke plume rising, dark black. If you watch the news, usually that means somebody's burning a tire, garbage, wood. There's always fires breaking out on that side of the border, so it'd be hard to tell. But the sun will be coming up. Let's see what happens. Just a little update. Some of the police cars had driven away. The majority are still here. They've come closer. That one has come closer. Still got them just standing there talking. Again, no protest, no demonstration, no crisis. No reason for this much tax dollars, people's money, to be used in this manner. And like I said before, if those people trying to break in from over there manage to get on city property, municipal property, the city of El Paso, these police officers legally cannot touch them, according to federal law. Okay, what's going on there? They come, they go, they come, they go. So I'm closing up here. There's obviously nothing going to happen, and I was right, other than the waste of my tax dollars and the tax dollars of the people of El Paso. I wonder how many people got assaulted in the last 3 hours while these people have been standing around, denying taxi drivers the right to earn a living. The right that I pay for. It's even worse. Not even a constitutional protection. I pay $250. Well, that police car is parked right there. That's where I would be parked, waiting for customers. No demonstration, no protest, nothing going on this side, other than members of the El Paso Police Department wasting taxpayers' money. People can say they're doing their job. What job? What job are they doing? There's no war going on. People are not fighting. People are not turning cars over, setting them on fire. The Department of Homeland Security are more than prepared to handle their security. More than prepared to handle their security. Nothing has spilled over here. Nothing has been going on. They've closed this street off. The sun's coming out. That's again, you can't tell. Border Patrol is what's on it, but since the Department of Homeland Security changed so many sub-departments, I can see people walking over. So people are being allowed to walk over now, whatever time it is right now. They're being allowed to walk over. So, and here they are talking to them, but members of the United States government have allowed them to cross. Why are the members of the El Paso Police Department going over and talk to them? They're obviously coming over because Customs has let them through. If Customs has let them through, why do members of the El Paso Police Department need to go question them? What's the probable cause? What's the reasonable suspicion? The only reason you're coming through from that direction is because Customs has let you through. That's the only reason you're walking through there. And for them to stop and talk to them with that voice of authority, for these people to feel compelled, like they have to talk to them, they're even directing them, telling them where to go. Why? There's nothing over there. There's not one thing going on over there that these people can't walk in that direction. The person walking by said that people were fighting in a group, trying to come in. Okay, so here, let's see what happens. People are being allowed to pass through. Here comes a member of the police department. Customs is allowing people to pass through, so these people have the right to pass. Okay, there you go. Violation of the rights, violation of free movement. So here you got all these people who customs, United States Customs has allowed them to come into the country, being questioned by police department, El Paso Police Department members, having committed no crime, no reasonable suspicion, no probable cause, there's no demonstration. It's obvious, it is obvious, and there he goes with his flashlight again. It is obvious that they have been allowed to pass by the customs. So if customs has cleared them to pass, why are they being stopped and questioned by members of the El Paso Police Department and told where to go? Now those two right there wanted to walk towards customs. So here you go, 1 police officer, 2 police officers, 3, 4, 5, 6. If communicating with Department of Homeland Security brought these members of the El Paso Police Department here, why haven't they communicated with them to where they understand that free people are being allowed to come into the free United States of America and can walk around without being interrupted, without their movement being interrupted? I mean, see, that's one of the people who... Oh, here comes more trucks. You gotta be careful because you never know who's who and what's what. I mean, could this be protesters, demonstrators? They look like undercovers working for Department of Homeland Security. Yeah, oh, yeah, I'm sure you recognize that uniform. I recognize that uniform. Nothing against the American military. Nothing against the American military. Okay? This guy's upset. So you have the military consultants. Again, it's obvious that customs is letting people pass. It is obvious they're letting them pass. They have the right of free movement. They have not rushed. They have not entered illegally, but they are being questioned by members of the El Paso Police Department like they were criminals. No reasonable suspicion, no probable cause, but they're being asked to stop and talk to police. Okay, just a little recap here. Found some fresh batteries. This started about 3 in the morning. Members of the El Paso Police Department showed up here, told everybody to get lost. I'm a taxi driver. I should have been working right there. I asked the person, I confronted like 5 police officers. There's one of the cars that was there, what law they were enforcing. They were not able to tell me. They did tell me to get lost, get out. So nothing happened. There was no protest. The stuff was on the Mexican side. What I was told was a group of Cubans wanted to rush the American border, try to get in by force. And this guy, they don't have any brains. Then you point a camera at them and they go to a different direction. So there was police cars there. There was police cars there. Let me walk around here. I did find some batteries. Trying to stay out of the way of the news media. Got their own work to do. Okay, so you can see the Border Patrol. It was filled there, completely filled. They had like, well, you can see the video. You're going to see the video. There were like 10 police cars in that direction. Right there where you see the telephone, the garbage can. That's a taxi zone. Again, could not tell me what law they were enforcing. They're clearing the vehicles out, but I'm sure there's 20 taxis on the other side just waiting to rush in and start working. So I'm not going to get a chance. Maybe I'll go over there and have they cleared it? I can't tell from this angle. I don't want my voice in this camera. Yeah, they're clearing out. But they haven't removed the tape. Isn't that interesting? They have left. Vehicles are driving through, but they haven't cleared the tape. Isn't that interesting? Are they going to clear the tape? Oh, watch out, lady, because they'll jump on you. Yep, they're going to clear the tape. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, they're clearing the tape. Let me see if I can get away with this.
Yes, we are gonna. The streets are open.